Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Always ready to explore somewhere fascinating.
Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're heading somewhere really special. A place where, well, the very idea of time was meticulously charted, deeply understood.
Hmm.
Imagine a city that for ages literally stood at the crossroad of space and time.
That's a great way to put it.
We're diving into Ujjain, India. Now, many know it as a spiritual hub today, but its history is incredible. It was the world's ancient Prime Meridian.
A powerhouse of early astronomy, too.
Exactly. We've gathered quite a stack of sources, including some really insightful bits from Unveiling Ujjain, the ancient Prime Meridian of the world.
Some fascinating material there.
Our goal here is to figure out how Ujjain became this, well, ancient timekeeper. And what I find really interesting is how science and spirituality were so deeply connected there.
Yeah, it really challenges our modern tendency to separate them, doesn't it?
It does. It offers this unique view on how ancient Indian civilizations saw knowledge not in boxes, but as this integrated whole.
A grand system, really.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting, especially if you think about maps and stuff. When we say prime meridian now, everyone thinks Greenwich.
Great, England, yep.
But what if I told you the concept of a zero longitude? This starting line existed thousands of years before Greenwich. How did they even think of that?
That's the key question. A prime meridian fundamentally is just an imaginary line, North Pole to South Pole. It marks 0 degrees longitude.
The starting point.
Exactly. The 0 point for time, for geography, and for century, and millennia even, that place was Ujjain. Back then it was called Avanti.
Avanti, okay.
And from around the 4th century BCE, it was essentially India's Greenwich, widely recognized.
So not just a local thing.
Oh no, not at all. What's really striking is that its ancient geographical coordinates, they weren't just vague ideas, they were noted with surprising precision. And its status as 0 longitude. It's stated unequivocally in all the major ancient texts on astronomy, even the big epics like the Mahabharata and Ramayana.
Wow, okay, so it was foundational knowledge.
Absolutely. A core part of their understanding of the world centuries and centuries ago.
That's quite something for an ancient city. But how did this work in practice? I mean, what did it mean for daily life, for ancient practices?
Well, the impact was huge, really profound and lasting. It literally set the rhythm.
How so?
Take the Surya Satanta. It's this incredibly important text on Indian astronomy, dating maybe 4th, 5th century CE, but using much older methods.
Right.
It explicitly explains how to figure out a place's time and its location relative to Ujjain's meridian. It even names cities like Rohitaka, that's modern Rohtak, and Avanti itself, Ujjain as being right on this line.
So it was a practical tool.
Very practical. And it wasn't just within India. Greek geographers like Ptolemy, they knew about it. He referred to Ujjain on his maps, acknowledging its 0 meridian.
Ujjain.
And crucially, this meridian was the basis for all geographical calculations across the subcontinent.
All of them.
Yes. And get this, even today, traditional Indian calendars, the Panchangs, and all calculations for sacred time, for festivals, horoscopes, they're always based on Ujjain time. Still.
No way. So that connection is unbroken.
Completely unbroken.
Okay.
The Surya Siddhanta even laid out methods to convert local time to Ujjain's standard time. That influence flows right down to modern cultural and religious life. It's amazing.
That really is incredible, a true anchor in time. But Ujjain, as you said, wasn't just a line on a map. It was the principal seat of astronomical knowledge, the cradle of Hindu astronomy and timekeeping. Sounds like a university town almost.
You could definitely think of it that way. A buzzing intellectual center. Imagine the brightest minds flocking there, driven by this intense curiosity about the cosmos.
A strong school of mathematical astronomy, the sources called it.
Exactly. And it produced some absolute giants of ancient Indian science. We're talking about people like Aryabhat, born 476 CE. His big work, the Aryabhatya, from 499 CE.
What did he do?
Well, he talked about concepts that were just mind-blowing for the time. He described 4 cardinal cities along the equator, Lanka, Siddhapura, Yavakoti, Rohaka, and he understood their relative day and night times.
So time zones. 1,500 years ago.
Essentially, yes. A sophisticated grasp of global geography and time. Then you have Varahamihira in the 6th century, a brilliant compiler of astronomical and astrological knowledge.
Okay.
Brahmagupta in the 7th century, building on that strong Ujjain foundation. And then, reaching a real peak, Bhaskara II in the 12th century.
Bhaskara II, he headed the observatory there.
It did. From 1114 to 1185 CE, his major work, the Siddhanta Shiromani, written around 1150 CE,
Okay.
it's just packed with advanced stuff.
Like what?
Planetary longitudes, how to predict eclipses, spherical trigonometry, really complex mathematics. He even discussed Earth's gravity.
Gravity in the 12th century.
Discussed the concept, yes. And significantly, he explicitly referenced Ujjain's Prime Meridian as the baseline for all these intricate calculations.
It's just staggering, the level of knowledge they achieved. But was this knowledge static? Just passed down? Or was it evolving, like science today?
That's such an important question, and it tells us a lot about their approach. It wasn't static at all.
Okay.
Look at the Surya Sinta again. It didn't just say the Earth is round. It calculated its diameter at 8,000 miles.
How close is that?
Remarkably close. The modern figure is about 7,928 miles. They also got pretty accurate figures for the moon's size and distance.
Wow.
But here's the really crucial part, often missed. The Surya Samanta wasn't treated like some sacred, unchangeable text. It's described as a living document.
Living document. How so?
It was revised, updated right through about the 10th century. We know this partly because later scholars, like Utpala in the medieval period, quoted versions that are different from the ones we have today.
So it was being refined?
Exactly. It shows a continuous process, observation, calculation, refinement, adapting the knowledge over centuries. It reveals a scientific tradition that was, empirical, responsive.
Not rigid or dogmatic.
Precisely. It shows this really sophisticated, dynamic, intellectual environment. Knowledge wasn't just accepted, it was scrutinized, tested, improved upon. That's real science, whatever the era.
That really shifts the perspective, doesn't it? And what feels so unique about Ujjain is this blend, this rigorous science alongside deep spiritual practice, where the universe and sort of human destiny feel closely linked. How do they weave those together?
It's a beautiful, seamless weave, really. And right at the spiritual heart of Ujjain is the Mahakaleshwar Jyotirlinga.
One of the 12 main Shiva shrines, right?
Yes, one of the 12 most sacred manifestations. But what makes this one so relevant here is how Shiva is depicted. He's Mahakal.
Mahakal, great time, or Lord of Time.
Exactly, Lord of Time and also death. So the temple itself becomes this spiritual embodiment of the city's whole timekeeping legacy. The abstract concept of time isn't just measured, it's deified, worshipped.
Time itself as divine.
Mm-hmm. And the Mahakaleshwar Lingam, the symbol of Shiva there, it's considered Swayambhu.
Meaning?
Self-manifested, not made by human hands, which adds to its power, its connection to sort of primal forces.
Ujjain is also one of the Saptapuri, the 7 most sacred cities in Hinduism.
So the link is explicit. Mahakal, great time, in the city that defines time for the subcontinent.
Precisely. It feels like a cultural expression of personifying these fundamental concepts, time, the cosmos, into divine forms. It shows how they understood and revered the very fabric of existence. The sacred and the scientific weren't opposed. They were like two sides of the same coin.
So it's not just texts and beliefs. There's a physical legacy too, right? Something tangible you can still see.
Oh, absolutely. And the most striking example is the Vedshela, the observatory.
The one built much later. Relatively later, yes. In the 18th century, by Maharaja Sawai Raja Jayasingh of Jaipur. He was quite a character, a powerful ruler, but also a serious scholar.
Interested in astronomy.
Deeply interested in astromathematics. He wanted more accurate calendars, better predictions. So he built 5 observatories across India, and the one in Ujjain, built between 1719 and 1725, was key. He even sent people abroad to study other astronomical traditions.
Well, what's the observatory like?
It's amazing. It consists of these large masonry instruments, giant structures that function as precise astronomical tools.
How do they work? With shadows?
Mainly, yes.
Right.
Casting shadows to measure the positions of celestial bodies with incredible accuracy. Their size was deliberate.
Mm-hmm.
Bigger instruments meant more precision. Some could measure local time down to within 2 seconds.
2 seconds, with masonry and shadows.
Incredible, isn't it? You can see the Samrat Yantra, that's the giant sundial, the Nadi Valaya Yantra for time in the celestial hemispheres, the Digansha Yantra for direction and altitude, the Shankar Yantra for the sun's altitude and latitude, and some unique transit instruments found only in Ujjain.
And it's still working.
Remarkably, yes. It was renovated in the 1920s and has been functioning continuously ever since. They still publish an ephemeris, an astronomical almanac, every year since 1942. They even do daily weather readings and have a modern telescope for visitors now.
A living link to that ancient quest for precision.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of celestial alignment, there's this fascinating traditional link between Ujjain and the Tropic of Cancer. What's that about?
Ah, yes, that's a really interesting one. It highlights both their deep observation skills and maybe the limits of ancient instruments over vast timescales.
So what's the tradition?
The traditional belief held by ancient Indian astronomers was that the Tropic of Cancer, that significant line of latitude, passed directly through Ujjain, specifically through sites like the Karkoteshwar Temple and the Mangalnath Temple.
Mangalnath, isn't that linked to Mars?
Yes, traditionally considered the birthplace of Mars, adding another layer of cosmic significance. This belief really cemented Ujjain's status as, like, the navel of the Earth.
But does it actually pass through there now?
Well, no, not precisely through those sites today.
Why not? Was the ancient belief wrong?
Not exactly wrong. It's because of something called the Earth's axial obliquity. Basically, the Earth wobbles slightly on its axis over very long periods.
The slow wobble.
Very slow. It takes about 41,000 years for a full cycle. This wobble causes the exact latitude of the tropics of Cancer and Capricorn to shift gradually over millennia.
Okay, I see.
Calculations suggest the Tropic of Cancer did pass over Ujjain about 20,000 years ago, and it's projected to cross near there again, but not until around 4250 AD.
So it wasn't an error back then?
More likely a reflection of the incredible timescales they were grappling with, and maybe the precision limits of their instruments for pinpointing latitude over thousands of years. The fact that texts like the Surya Siddhanta placed it there shows profound observation of celestial mechanics for their time.
Right. It shows they were paying incredibly close attention.
Exactly. And it also shows how a scientific understanding, even if approximate by modern standards, can become deeply embedded in cultural and spiritual stories and persist even as precision improves. It's fascinating.
It really is. Ujjain sounds like this living museum of time, where these ancient ideas aren't just history, they're actually woven into daily life, into celebrations. What does that look like today?
You see it most vividly, perhaps, with the Shipra River and the massive Samhasta Kumbh Mela.
The Shipra River. That's sacred too.
Deeply sacred, revered almost like the Ganga. Legends say it sprang from the body of Vishnu in his boar incarnation, Varaha. Its banks are dotted with holy sites. Ramghat is particularly famous.
Why Ramghat?
Tradition says Lord Rama performed his father's funeral rites there, and nearby is the Sandipani ashram where Lord Krishna is said to have studied.
Wow, so deep mythological roots. And the Kumbh Mela.
Ah, the Samhasta Kumbh Mela. It's one of the largest religious gatherings on Earth, and Ujjain hosts it every 12 years.
What does it commemorate?
It commemorates the Samudra Manthan, the mythological churning of the cosmic ocean by gods and demons to obtain the nectar of immortality. Legend says drops of this nectar fell into 4 rivers, including the Shipra at Ujjain.
Okay, and how does astronomy tie in?
Crucially, the timing isn't arbitrary. The festival happens only when there's a specific, precise astronomical alignment. Jupiter must enter the zodiac sign of Leo while the sun is in Aries.
That exact configuration triggers the festival.
Yes, that precise alignment determines the auspicious period for the Shahi Snan, the main royal bathing days, drawing millions of pilgrims.
Incredible. When's the next one?
It's eagerly awaited, March 27th to May 27th, 2028.
Mark your calendars.
Indeed. It's a perfect example of how ancient astronomical knowledge wasn't just academic, it directly structured huge societal and religious events. It shows this deep-seated belief in the connection between the cosmos and human destiny.
And beyond this central role in time in astronomy, Ujjain clearly has so much more. It sounds like a really rich place to visit.
Oh, absolutely. Its heritage is incredibly broad. You've got Ramghat, as we mentioned, the oldest bathing ghat, always alive with rituals.
What else stands out?
Well, there's the Kal Bhairav temple. Bhairav is a fierce form of Shiva. It's known for unique tantric traditions, and quite famously, the deity is believed to accept offerings of alcohol.
Interesting.
Then the Mangalnath temple, linked to Mars and important for astrology. The Sandipani ashram, where Krishna studied. The Kaliyada palace, a beautiful 15th century palace on an island in the Shipra.
A palace on an island.
Yes, Persian style, quite picturesque. There are the Parchahari caves, where a king supposedly became an ascetic. The Harsiti temple, one of the important Shakti peeths, linked to the goddess Shakti.
So temples, history, mythology.
And even a Surya Mandir, a temple to the sun god, reinforcing that celestial connection. It all makes Ujjain this incredibly layered destination, showing so many different facets of Indian culture, history, and belief.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway? Ujjain really does seem like much more than just a city. It's a living museum of time, isn't it? A place where ancient science, deep spirituality, vibrant culture, they all just converge.
It's a unique confluence, absolutely. A city
Yeah.
that literally shaped how a subcontinent thought about time, and its wisdom still echoes today.
Yeah.
And maybe this deep dive into Ujjain leaves you thinking, in our modern world, we tend to put science over here and spirituality way over there, separate boxes.
We're often seen as conflicting.
Exactly. But looking at Ujjain, you have to wonder, how much have we lost by doing that, by compartmentalizing knowledge that ancient civilizations saw as a unified reality? What might we gain if we try to look at the world more holistically again, like they did in Ujjain, seeing the empirical and the sacred as intertwined?
That's a powerful thought to leave people with. And if you are intrigued by this incredible mix of history, science, and spirit, and maybe want to experience it yourself.
It's definitely worth experiencing firsthand.
If you decide to travel to Ujjain, we do have a recommendation. Five Senses Tours organizes tours across India, and they focus on really immersive cultural experiences.
They do excellent work.
You can email them at contact@fivesensestours.com. That's the number 5, SENSES tours.com. Or you can reach them on WhatsApp at +919 845 677 446.
Worth checking out if Ujjain is calling to you.
Definitely. Well, thank you for joining us on this journey back in time and into the cosmos with Ujjain. We hope you found it as fascinating as we did.
Hope to explore another facet of incredible India with you all again soon.